So this talk is for support leaders. It's for managers, especially for individual contributors who are trying to figure out what AI actually means for their career. The biggest problem we're trying to solve is uncertainty. A lot of support teams these days are hearing that AI is replacing their jobs. Some of them have seen AI replace their jobs, but very few people are talking about what the role could actually evolve into, and how leaders can help their teams to navigate that change and evolve with the moving changes as well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fear out there for sure. Um, a question we want to ask in these is, why should people care about this? There's a lot of individual contributors at support driven. What's at stake if folks aren't kind of paying attention to this issue you're addressing in your talk?
Yeah, well, I mean, support is changing faster than almost every other function. I think one of the other functions we're seeing a lot of change in is engineering, but support, I think, has to evolve. If we keep defining success by tickets solved and how many tickets you have on a regular basis, it's going to become challenging to really sort of evolve with the times. And I think the teams that will thrive will be the ones that can sort of shift from resolving tickets to designing how how customer problems are solved. And it's really important that we start to sort of move with that change, because otherwise it's going to be a very different function in a very short period of time.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing everything change a little bit. So what in your personal background, in your history, kind of brought you to this issue? What made you care about this?
Yeah, my first role was a support agent. I worked at a tech company as a support rep, and I did that for a few years before moving into product. So I've lived both sides of the issue. I've lived both as a support rep, but also as a customer, and obviously building for support teams. But today I spend every day talking with support leaders about AI. We solve for them. And so I remember exactly what it's like to be measured on ticket queues and resolution times. The perspective I care, and the reason why I care so much about this is because I think it's something really critical for this industry to evolve with. And so it's a pretty interesting topic to be able to solve for.
Yeah. And then what do you think? We talked a little bit about how people are kind of scared about what support is going to be, but they're kind of not talking about what support engineering could be. What do you think people are getting wrong about the idea of a support engineer today?
Yeah, I think the immediate perception a lot of people have when you say engineering is that it sounds very technical and you have to write code. And I think that obviously if you're a software engineer, that is the case, but the role of a support engineer, I think, is quite an interesting one, because it's more about system design, experience design, and how you think about the way that customers interact with you. It's kind of almost like CX design, but it's very focused more around systems. And I think that's really where the role is going to start to evolve. And there's lots of different new roles that are getting created in support beyond that. But the support engineering one, I think, is really critical, and support teams are uniquely positioned to do it well. So I think it's a quite interesting one to talk about.